moon.
All right. If we could start with your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Jordan Smith from Luminous Gaming down here in Florida.
Sweet. How's the weather right now in Florida?
We are out of winter.
Okay.
It's 80 right now,
Ah,
so
yes.
that's pretty exciting. We're all ready for shorts again, but then we all have to venture up to Adepticon and brave that weather. Who knows what it's going to be for us? I haven't looked.
Yeah, it's kind of chaotic if it's going to be cold or warm, or we'll see. It'll definitely be warm in the convention hall. I'm pretty confident of that. So,
It's the way it always goes.
yeah. So you'll be playing in Adepticon. What faction will you be playing, and what is your list?
Oh man, we're spoiling this.
If you're willing to, I mean,
No, it's
the
fine.
tournament will already be going on, so
Um, so I would consider myself a rebel player at heart. So I've been a rebel
okay.
player since I first got into the game, 4 or 5 years ago. Although I do have all 4/5 factions,
Okay.
um, but I
The
I've been
butt.
testing out two different lists, and
Uh-huh.
so I've been between a operative Luke Cassian list um, and a Shadow Collective Maul list with some Black Suns. Um,
Okay.
I just didn't think that the rebels had enough um, firepower to, potentially have to go 8-0, 8-1, 8-0-1, whatever it's going to be. Even though Operative Luke is kind of amazing in the game right now, he's really great into Yoda lists. I think people have forgotten how good Serve is. So
Yeah.
I'm bouncing. In fact, my store championship was a serve play on Yoda's Luminous being
Oh
onto an
man.
arc that completely spent every token and completely deleted Yoda. So that
Can't
was
believe they allowed that to
they
be a
didn't know it was
thing
coming.
now.
They couldn't remember. They
No,
couldn't
I
remember.
that like in the rule set they allow it
Oh,
now that you're allowed to
yeah.
just spend their tokens.
But like I said, I don't think that they have enough firepower to win the whole thing. So that means I've gone with Shadow Collective Maul. It's kind of I don't think it's a unique build, although I haven't seen it a lot. It has done well at a lot of events. So it's Maul, fully kitted out, Dark Saber. I put Vigilance on him just to keep those
Okay.
dodges around. Two Pike Capos, one with Vigilance, one with Improvised Orders, just in case I really need to draw a Capo or a Core, when I need it.
Right.
Uh, Four Pikes, all with the Disruptors and two Black Suns. One is a fully kitted Magdet unit, and the other is a shotgun unit with a
Okay.
Vito. Yeah. So I don't have to really worry about courage, the Black Suns, and then I have the Pikes that have their capos there to keep them dodged up whenever I need to. 9 activations total. It's done pretty good. So far the only thing I've lost to was a double Dark Trooper Gav, and really the only reason I lost that one was I was testing out with two shotguns instead of one Magnet, one shotgun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and they just saved well, which happens in the game. I mean, it's a dice game, so no big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Dark troopers can be, yeah, yeah, yeah. You need like
Oh,
impact
good.
and you need pierce, but it's yeah, it's tough going into dark troopers if they just decide to save.
Yeah, it
But
happens.
yeah, yeah, it's a dice game. What do you see are your playing strengths with your lists and how you play?
Oh man, that's a good question. Um, I think one of the things that I'm good at is anticipating other players' actions.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so command cards,
Mhm.
looking at their army and being able to diagnose it. Since I've played all four factions,
Mhm.
and the Florida group has some amazing competitive players, I'm able to get really high quality reps. Against people like Austin and Liam and JJ, and the list just goes on and on. So being able to anticipate player moves, I think, is a strength. It allows me to position, a turn or two ahead where I can. Um, and then I like to play cautiously aggressive. So
Okay.
I will never put my guys in a spot where, they can just get fire supported.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
that, so that's bad aggressive. Um, but I think a lot of times an aggressive player, a smart aggressive player, can put their opponent on their back foot and force you into one of two bad decisions, right? So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yes. Yes. Forcing the bad decisions is, yes. That is very, very big, I think. Um, do you have any weaknesses or flaws in your style of play or the lists that you run?
For sure.
Obviously, we all do. We all do. But
I think I can be overly aggressive with my force users. I almost exclusively play force users. Um, and so I will try to force a make or break moment sometimes. And so I have to, in a tournament or something, I have to constantly think about that. And how can I walk it back, or
yeah.
take the extra second to just do that. So, that aggressive style, I fight the cautiousness. So I have to continually remember to be cautious. I'll dive maul too early, or something like that, or end up in a bad spot, or rely on dice a little too much and say, okay, well, I should make three of these, I'll be okay, and then the next turn I can win it, and all of a sudden you don't make any, right?
Right. Right.
And I don't do that with my. It's really my force users. So a good example would be at Lone Star this year. I was running Asajj, CAD, same list I did really well at Rocky Top, where I got like third or fourth or something like that. Um, and I was going up against a double bounty Bosk Boba list, and I parked Asajj in the middle. There was a giant building. We have all seen it. It's a big round building that has these two little wings on it. It's like a workshop,
Yeah.
and I had her in there, and there was a little gap between the building and the wall that was
I
like that,
I
that we
hate the
didn't
little
call, right? And
gaps.
that's totally on us as players.
Yeah, I hate
Uh,
those.
and my opponent just pumped like three straight sniper shots into her, and double crit, double crit, double crit. And
Gee.
I failed all but two. So she was on one health after like round two, like going into round three. And I was like,
No.
okay, well, she has her dive turn and that's it. So I've got to
Right.
take something. So
Right.
um, making sure I can be cautious and really taking that extra few minutes at the beginning of the game and make sure I understand all the terrain on the board, which is something
Yeah.
honestly everyone should do. And the top end players, which I'm not there. The very top end players do that, right? So we have to remember, as sort of the next tier of players, to that's how we progress.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very big, discussing every little bit. Anytime terrain, especially the biggest moment is like when you're saying there, when it's two pieces of terrain that are like part of the same piece kind of thing, but it's into physical pieces.
Yep.
It creates gaps just naturally and over time. Like you need to point those out and say, are we playing those? Are we not? And windows,
Yeah.
especially
Windows, doors,
archways.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Those are
so
real
that's
gotcha
that's
moments.
yeah, that's one thing where I think I wish we saw more of on streams, was that pre-game discussion. So
Ah,
we could
okay.
bring that to
Okay.
the community and they could talk about that. I mean, I understand there's reasons why
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to do streaming. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one way to really level up your game. Obviously, turn zero, talking about terrain, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is definitely a big part. All right. Next question. What is your fondest in-game moment of Legion? Or most
Oh,
memorable?
um, it's actually a game I lost,
That's
uh,
that's fair.
which was well. I can give you two.
Okay.
So this was ACO 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think actually, like when we first met, maybe,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that was my first major tournament that I traveled to. I think it might have been my second. Anyhow,
Yeah, it was like
and
the debut of the Florida crew.
right, right. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one that Austin and Liam were in the finals together
Yeah,
and
yeah.
good stuff. Um, so it was game three, and me and Ryan Slowoski got paired up. And we looked at each other and we both said, with our strength of schedule, we're not making next day.
Okay, okay.
So do you want to go have fun? And I was like, of course, I just want to go have fun. So we went and got a beer and came back. And I was running Luke, Lando, R2, like a vet gun line type of thing.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
was like, Lando's good. I've been trying to tell people Lando's good, especially with Luke. The
Yeah, yeah, he's got some strengths. Okay.
free standby is amazing. So
Yes.
anyhow, and Ryan was running like a pre-Echo base double airspeeder on uh, R2 list,
Oh wow.
and we
Jeez.
decided we to have fun. We decided to play disarray, payload, and I think like minefield or something.
Okay.
Um, so we knew we were just going to toilet bowl to each other, and like at some point we were just going to die. Like we weren't going to avoid each other. We were just going to have fun.
Right.
And his Han, I mean, we laugh about it to this day. Like his Han made, I don't know, 18 saves in a row or something like that with uncanny luck. And so we were just dying laughing. Luke finally dove in, and I think Han survived the Luke dive, which is funny.
Wow.
Uh, but it came down to we both had moved our carts. I think I was within one, he was within one. But if he could move his, he would win. And he had R2 that had walked around this huge rock bluff. And I don't know when the last time he played Ryan was, but he uses a chopper proxy for his
Oh.
R2. So the murderous chopper. So I think he played Blast Off, right, to get the jump. And the air speeders had done a lot of damage into me before I took them down. And my R2 was not able to get secret mission because the air speeders just hunted him down. Um, and his chopper jumped over the building with the jump and then fried Lando and
No.
killed Lando.
Oh man. The little three white dice that could.
Yeah, and he hit like three crits or something like that. I mean, it was
Holy
just
crap.
absolutely hilarious. So that was just bonkers funny. I mean, we still laugh about it to this day, just how
Oh
ridiculous of a
man.
game it is. And every time I play Ryan, it's like that. We've played a few times, and it's always been just a hilarious game. And then my second favorite moment would have to have been the Luke serve that I was talking about earlier on arcs that just
Mhm.
took down, you know, my opponent's commander there.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nutty. Pretty nutty. Watch out, guys. Serving. No, I mean, don't watch out. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
Totally.
you're a rebel player. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. How about your fondest non-game moment of Legion?
Ooh, man. There are so many. This community does such a good job of after hours things and
Yeah.
events um, that that I really cherish, and I think a lot of people cherish. And someone like Kyle talks about this a lot about how much he enjoys the after hours and just seeing friends again,
Hmm.
and how important that is. But maybe this past Lone Star, there
Okay.
was a big group of us that went to dinner after, I don't know, Saturday night or Sunday night. I can't remember what day it was. And we went to like a whiskey bar that was really close, and we all tried whiskey. And there were like 18 of us, and we were ragging on Tim Hannon. We love Tim, but he was leading us through all the different whiskeys because he's like, I don't know, ninth black belt in whiskey tasting or something, or whatever the right term is. And it, we just had such a good time just cracking up. And then we went back and went to the pool, and we're hanging out there. And there was a little baby duck in the pool. And I think Kyle told this story on Scoundrels, back in July after the event happened. So go listen to that episode for sure. Um, and my buddy Tyler from the Florida group, Tyler Hatfield, and Zane were trying to rescue this baby duck out of the pool, but the mama duck was in there, and like it was like this whole ordeal, and we finally got it out of the pool at the end of the night. But of course, that was after we had dinner and whiskey, so like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we were
A
just
little
being silly. It
tipsy,
was like
maybe.
it was a massive bonding moment for like 18, 19 people.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. This community really is great. Keeps a lot of us coming back to these tournaments. And for you viewers out there, there's a reason to try everything you can to come out to these tournaments. They're great.
for sure. The people I've met at these events, I mean, like you, um, like Dave, Yavin base. I mean, Zane, Nick from Legion 99, Kyle, and the guys from Fifth Trooper and all that kind of stuff. Just being able to meet and put names to Discord names and faces to those, and you sort of crawl through and peek through all the crap then, and you see people who for who they really are. And I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
that's the best part. So when you line up to play them across the table, it's warm.
Hmm.
Um, which I don't think you see in a lot of other game systems. And I think that's something rare that we have, that the community actively tries to keep up.
Yeah, yeah. We're really fortunate in that regards for sure. Um, all right, the next question we've got is what kind of list do you want to play against?
Oh, that's a good question. Um,
And what
I
kind
want
of
my
list do you not want to play against? So we're gonna
yeah.
hit both.
So I specifically want to play against Double Dark Gap. I want my revenge.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I want to play against it. Black Suns just eat those up. Now that I have the mag debt. So I really do want to go against that list. My list is not terribly mobile,
Right.
so I really don't want to see Blizzard. Um,
Mm.
it's still mobile, although I do have 4 range 4 units, which is great, and all those dodges and outmaneuver and that kind of stuff.
But you don't
I
have a
just
bus for your Black Sun or anything to, yeah.
no. So I'm relying on the pikes there and 3 dice over cover. It's not a
Right.
great matchup for me. So super mobile lists like that, speeder lists in particular, are a little rough for me. But we're not seeing a ton of those right now.
Yeah.
Uh, Although I think a smart person should bring Blizzard. I think it's viable for sure for Worlds. Um, So I think that's kind of a nice little counter meta, or like a not talked about list that kind of disappeared a while ago.
The old meta
Yeah.
coming
Uh,
back.
and I want to see someone who is aggressive. I want to
Okay.
see the 90-point Wookiee
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. You want them to come at you with your range one.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Come get me. Maul's going to be there. The pikes are going to shoot you on the way in. And then when you get there, I'm throwing 12 dice, surge crit with, and I have scopes on them with precise 4. Like I'm picking up 3 Wookiees every time. Like, come get it.
You're not afraid of 80 Wookiee wounds running at you?
Nah, I've played it a handful of times,
Okay.
uh, probably 4 or 5, and I've tabled it twice.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
those white saves just don't hold up.
No, no, they rely on their quantity for sure.
Now watch, I say that, and then it's just gonna absolutely.
Dice be dice.
And I am taking a bid. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, I'm a bid player. I like bids. I like to be able to control what's going on, right? Because then
Yeah,
again, that allows me to put you in the bad position.
right, right.
It's not a massive bid. I mean, I'm not taking 13, 14 points or anything like that. So
No, yeah.
Ewoks are still going to outbid me. But
No one else is taking like any bid though. So
yeah,
you'll get your choice of blue or red probably most of your games.
yeah. So I'll be able to rely on that terrain, and if I get the bid
Right.
on bookie list, it's like you're going to have to run through open terrain the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. That is extremely rough for I like to play melee lists, but always so many kill boxes that are just unavoidable. And then you're like,
Yeah,
well,
I
what
mean,
do you do?
the double transport lists, like
That's what you need. Like,
yeah, that one scares me a little bit, right? Because then you're trying to punch through a bus before it gets to you, and it just doesn't happen unless you have massive dice pools. Which the only one I have is the two Black Suns, and that's range one. You're there anyways.
right, right.
Uh,
Yeah, you could get out.
so that scares me a lot for sure. That's probably the only aggressive list I think I'm super scared of.
Okay. Double transports.
Yeah, the classic Lilas or the double transport Black Suns. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any individual players you would like to play against or want to avoid?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't think there's a single person I want to. Uh, I,
Okay.
I I also know that I'm not a top 20 player. So for me, I like to play all different players. So if I could play 6, 8 new people, that would be amazing.
Right.
Throughout the event, I love that. Um, I want to win everything, and I want to prove that I'm a good player. And,
Okay.
and I'm a good player. I'm not a great player. Let me
You
put it
want
that
to
way.
earn it. So that's
Yeah,
why you want to play against the good players and
yeah. Bring me the murderer's row. I'll play anyone. So that
all
doesn't
right.
bother me at all. It never has.
I like that mindset.
Yeah. If I could avoid anyone, don't pair me against a Florida player day one. I
Yep.
just have to
Yep.
play them all the time.
Yep. Well, and you don't want a team kill early.
Right.
Like
Nope.
either way, one of you is gonna have a sad day two, right? So if you get paired up,
Yeah.
totally reasonable. All right. How about a fun fact about yourself that others might not know?
Oh wow. Fun fact about me that others may not know. Um, the name Bear Chemist on
Ooh,
Discord is not just a random name. My wife calls me
okay.
Bear. That's her nickname for me, and I am an actual chemist.
Oh,
Um,
snap.
yeah, that's what I went to school for, and then I went to pharmacy school for pharmaceutical chemistry, and I'm a executive at a medical device company now, and I run an
Okay.
R&D and compliance department.
Jeez.
Um, yeah, not just a random funny thing, but an amalgam of two real life things.
Very cool. We got some straight up Breaking Bad in here. Okay.
Yeah, we're actually watching that right now. I didn't watch it when it came out.
God, it's
We
so
just
good.
got to season 3. We just
Highly
finished season 2.
recommend. Nice. Very nice. Lastly, do you have any clubs or local stores you want to shout out?
Yeah, for sure. And I'll show you guys this. So we have the Florida Man Legion.
Oh, geez, that is beautiful.
So we're bringing this shirt for sure to Adepticon. You'll see some of us wearing. So FML Florida Man Legion. Uh,
Oh
we'll be
man, the abbreviation too.
yeah we'll be wrapping that at Adepticon because I think we have 9 or 10 players that are coming, uh,
Nice.
and one that's in LCQ, but all the others qualified, which is pretty awesome. And then we have like 3 other people that are coming just to come to Adepticon. Um,
Okay.
so we have a pretty massive group coming. I'm here in Tampa, and we play at Critical Hit Games. So anyone in the area that's we have that, and then we also play in Jacksonville at Gamers Core. So we sort of rotate between those two, and our Florida group is so big. We have typically a Saturday monthly event. Will have anywhere from 20 to 32 in it,
Nice.
which is nice. And then the big one in September, Crucible. So if you haven't been to Crucible before, we had it last year. 64-man events. It's going to be AMG supported this year, which is really
Sweet.
exciting. But it's Florida's largest wargaming convention, and might be the largest in the Southeast.
Ooh.
There's some debate there. We got to crunch the numbers, but it's a big event. Last year, Mike Berry won. He came down and brought his Yoda and did really well with it. And it's fun. September, it's at Universal Studios, so it's at one of their hotels right there. You can walk across the street and go to the park. You're 10
Oh,
minutes from
wow.
Disney, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Last year, the first night, we all took a big group and went to Disney Springs and went out at Disney at night and had dinner and stuff like that. So
Oh, very cool.
massive events, tons of stuff to do, and we'll see. What the future holds for AMG and price support there.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jordan. We look forward to seeing you at Adepticon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.